Sangye Chudang Soki Choknam La Changshu Bardu Dagni Kapsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penchir Sangye Drupar Sho Sangye Chudang Soki Choknam La Changshu Bardu Dagni Kapsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penchir Sangye Drupar Sho Sangye Chudam Soki Chodnam La Jangshu Bardu Dagni Kapsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penchir Sangye Drupar Sho.
Shogadi shmogadi.
Okay, homework. Okay. Are we in? Okay, what section of the text are we in, and what two parts is it divided into?
Oh, we just got up to Yin right?
Yeah, we did, but we didn't discuss that part yet.
Okay, so what are we in?
What we did actually do this.
Yeah.
We went back into Kunchi.
We were in Kunchi.
We're in arguments for Yin.
For Kunchi?
Aren't we doing arguments for Yin at the moment?
Mm-mm.
No. Alright.
We just read that verse, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
So about why the Hinayanas should support Kunchi.
Oh,
We were looking at some of
Mistaken
those things.
ideas about what the Hinayanas meant by Kunchi.
Oh, there you go.
almost. That's part of it. We're in the part of scriptural proofs for Kunchi,
Oh,
as opposed to logical arguments. Okay, and then how does he divide it?
Hinayana.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. That is all.
Good question.
Yeah, thanks.
It's good to know where we are.
Yeah, I agree. What are the three interpretations of the foundation consciousness by our Hinayana masters? Please name each master and their respective perspective. And what are the three refutations of each of these perspectives? And we had this last term too. It's the same thing.
Scroll up a little bit.
It was written.
Yeah.
Recontemplate your. Are you frozen?
It's frozen. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this one of them is Shorty.
Yeah, Shorty.
Shorty. That's right. Yeah.
Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Mewtwo. The little.
Yeah.
The little guy.
Who is the
Humble shorty.
miniature, right?
Yeah,
Like Chu is
like
a,
Jaiu.
is a baby bird.
Or Triu is a monkey.
Yeah, Chu is not an ape but a monkey.
Yeah, a little monkey. A
Monito.
little monkey. So it's frozen. I don't know. But
Start your computer again.
Okay, first the masters. You're totally right. But first the masters. Anybody remember any of the other ones? Yikshe. Yikshe.
Oh yeah, Vasumitra.
Yeah, Vasumitra, exactly. And there's one more, which is kind of a hard one. Huh? Yangjok. Yep. Okay. Those are Tibetan names. Good. And does anybody remember what they thought?
Very fine. Somebody's got to have some notes though.
Venerable Betts is reading her notes.
That's helpful.
What does that mean, Venerable Betts?
Body and mind. Feelings.
Yeah.
View of destruction.
What kind of feelings in your notes there?
I'm not looking at my notes. It's the good ones.
Good feelings, exactly. And then what are the three refutations of each of these perspectives?
They're the source of suffering.
Everyone likes Kunshi except who wouldn't like a Pungbo? What kind of Pungbo wouldn't you like?
That's right.
Yeah, hell beings.
Hell beings, perfect, good. And who doesn't want good feelings?
Teenagers.
No, those
They want
to
them.
go beyond feeling because they want to meditate.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh,
And who doesn't want Chikta?
Buddhists?
Yeah, right. Nobody wants to.
That's right. Everyone.
Oh,
Everybody doesn't.
It is everyone. Okay, there's the deal. I got the Sanskrit.
It's pretty.
Okay. It's frozen. Sorry about that.
Just talk us through.
Oh.
And why is it okay that these masters have these perspectives?
Why is it okay?
Because they're masters.
Is that what you said?
Uh-huh.
So why is it okay? Yeah.
Oh, because they are Hinayanists.
Therefore,
Therefore, they didn't understand. So,
almost.
I mean, they couldn't hear the Mahayana teachings. So
Practically.
They wouldn't understand.
There's one key phrase. That's a great phrase. When
Beautiful word.
Not to put down the phrase.
They're improper vessels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yes, right.
I think it's more of a reference to their mental state. Like they're not ready for the teachings.
Right.
Okay, good. And
Putting coffee in a wine glass.
kind of.
See?
And then we have Tibetan words that you can't see.
Okay.
You can hear tuklak.
You have to pronounce them like a Ladakhi, though.
Right.
Kutukalak. Tuklak. Like tuklak Khan?
No, Kutsu.
Libraries. So
Kutsu.
scripture is an ancient word for book.
It's an ancient word for book, yeah. Good. Kegu?
Oh, many lives.
Kiegu?
9.
Oh,
Nine.
it's
Ah!
You mean Skadigu.
Skedagu, yeah.
Skate.
9 lives.
Many lives.
Oh, infinite lives.
Infinite.
Right.
Many.
It's not lives. It's,
Oh.
Oh.
Many occurrences.
huh?
9 times, 9 births, 9.
People.
You have to
Who said
No,
that?
9 people.
Yeah. It's everyone.
Oh, this is
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody
9
hates
out of
the,
10 doctors
It's
agree.
Semchen.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really
it's-
Semchen.
Yeah, it's just everyone.
All living beings. Yeah.
All 9
All
people.
9.
Same thing.
That's all of them.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah, you got Mike,
Oh my
Steve,
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, for the last one, I want the Chinese.
Oh,
Chi-Chi,
perfect. Perfect.
非常大，
非常
非常大。
非常棒. 非常大 is like,
Oh, I'm sorry, bang. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, it is Beishang.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's probably a word for pure. What's pure?
Very big.
I'm sure. I just wrote super excellent.
Oh yeah, right.
I like bang.
Yeah, bang.
It sounds cool.
Wang
Bang.
Bang. Not bang.
Some of us are Beishang.
Okay. Pong. Pong. 非常 pong.
非常 bang.
Okay, that's it.
Getting closer all the time.
Exactly.
Yay, good one.
We did it and stuff.
All the important things. Okay, I'm supposed to come back. Let's see. Uh-oh. It's not even showing. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we reached the second part of these two. These are dupje, which means proofs for, which take two kinds, right? Scriptural and logical. Proofs for the existence of a refrigerator state of mind that holds all your seeds. And now we're going to go into proofs for the existence of a permanent resident messed up mind in your mind, okay? So that's, you know, the other schools agree that you have negative thoughts come and go, but in this school it's like a permanent station in your mind, okay? Just like the refrigerator, 2 extra ones, okay? So we're gonna have proofs. So here we go. And the way this proof goes is how? Here, right here.
What is it? If there was no...
Yeah, if there was no permanent negative station inside the human brain,
Then...
6 problems.
Ah.
6 problems. So the proof is kind of a negative proof. You know?
But it was similar for Kunshi. It would be
Was
inappropriate.
it? Yeah.
Inappropriate
Well,
Mirungwa.
those arguments were messy.
But they're all negative Mirungwa, right?
Were they?
Yeah,
I
Mirungwa.
don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody wants to believe in it, so that's.
Okay, so here we go. By the way, I numbered them up there, and I numbered them down here for you.
Nice.
And he doesn't go through them nicely. It's 2, 3, 5, 4. Okay, so I'm trying to help you out. He doesn't follow the order of the verse necessarily. Okay, here we go.
Thanks.
Please read. Please stop at 2, okay?
Microphone.
Microphone. Makorochu phone.
Okay, stop
Go.
at 2.
Today, read.
All right. Nyungmo Chengi imena mandrepa imarikpa mepar telwa tang.
Okay. Nyomochengi yi mena. If you don't have a separate department of your mind which is dedicated to your negative thoughts, then we would have to say that it was wrong for you to have misunderstanding in its unadulterated form. Okay.
Unmixed, mandre.
Mandepa. Yeah, mandepa.
Unmixed.
And I wrote my own note to myself, disconnected to any other state of mind, since it would be a quarrelsome in a state of mind. Okay, anyway. It'd be
Because it's a mental function or something?
it'd be wrong to say you had, it would be mixed in with your normal mind. It would be mixed in with your feelings and your love and your intellect and things like that.
Which we would generally
So-
say this.
Yeah, which we would say it is. But they would say, come on, it should be a separate department in your mind, okay? Unique department in your mind. There should be a dedicated department in your mind for negativities because you're so good at it. Okay, number 2.
Trukpa yishe ten juk shi yinpa wang shi ngapo tak tang ndrawa mayin partel watang.
The sixth consciousness, awareness of your thoughts, right, would have to be not similar to the 5 sense awarenesses, in that it engaged in the outer world or something like that. The jukshe, it engaged in the world, okay? Like visual awareness is a jukshe because it jukes into the objects, okay? So yishe couldn't be similar to the 5 sense powers if it had to be tied up with negativities.
What? But so.
Okay.
What do we
If there was no separate negativity department in your mind, and it were mixed with your normal consciousness, then your normal consciousness couldn't engage in the outer world normally.
Yeah, it just seems random.
I think that they would try and do it with these 6 and
Yeah.
not with that one because there's
I'm just translating. Number 3.
understand what that means though?
Let's keep going. I think he goes more into it.
Number 5. Oh, number 3.
We might have to go to he doesn't want to do any more appendixes. Okay.
Dushe mepe nyumjuk tang kokpe nyumjuk parnjuk pe jejakte ke parme partelwa tang.
Yeah, so Dushe Mepe Nyomjuk is similar. It's kind of like the 7th and 8th parts of the lion's dance, okay, where you turn off the mind and fight the random thoughts, and then you turn off the mind and capitulate to the random thoughts. Okay, those are both Dushe Mepe Nyomjuk. Dushe Me Mimbe Nyomjuk is the 8th one. Okay, so is it necessarily a virtue?
No.
I mean, it is a good karma because you get born into the formless realm, but it's not like the perception of emptiness or something. It's mistaken for that. Chiyang me, nothing at all meditation. So that's not an emptiness meditation, but Gope Nyomjuk.
Cessation meditation.
That is a cessation meditation. That's in the lion's dance when you try to imagine your teacher without your seeds, without your past life seeds. And it's impossible. There's no such thing, okay? So that's the difference between those two. One is just anyone can do it. You don't have to be a Buddhist. It's a deep meditation where you try to turn off your mind, which you cannot do. And then Gopen Nyomjuk, where you are understanding the absence of self-existence, okay? Which stops your negativities. Go.
Is the
Okay, so are they different?
Is the DPE a Gokpe Nyomje?
Sorry?
Is the direct perception of emptiness a Gokpe Nyomje?
Yeah. In lower schools,
Okay.
or even up to the lower middle way, okay? It's a difficult question. Okay, so is there a chedak, which normally means a subcategory or member of a set, but here it means he glosses it as kepar. Difference.
Feature?
Difference.
Difference.
Is there a difference between these two nyomjuks, okay? And if there was no permanent department of your mind dedicated to negativity, these would be the same.
Oh, are the two?
If there was no nyunyi, then this kind of spaced out meditation and emptiness meditation would be equal. If there was no permanent department of the mind dedicated to negativities. Makes sense?
You get high as well.
We're doing becauses at this point. But we could
What's that?
guess that if your 6 are shut off, which maybe they want to say that, you know, what's running things.
That you could
That's
say.
catchy.
Yeah, if you turn off number 6, then what would happen to your negativities or something like that?
Yeah.
If they were mixed in with number 6 and they weren't separate from number 6?
How would
How's
you
that?
be
I like
samsara?
that. That's pretty cool. Now, read reason number 5.
Langshek sokle ngar sem pan ni yino shepe ngesekte mingi gyuten mepe kyunt humyor shing shenyang.
Okay. Yeah, Langshek.
The Journey to Lanka Sutra?
Good. Journey to Lanka. Okay. Lankar Shekpa. And other sutras, they say things like Ngar Sempani Yi Yano. Thinking there's a me is a part of your mind. Okay. Yi is part of the mind. Okay. So they take that quotation from the Buddha to say it's a separate department of your mind. It's an it's a 7th consciousness, okay? Got it? Ngetsik means we have to follow the actual wording of those quotations. Ngetsik means, and he explains ngetsik, reason for calling it that, nyunyi. Why you call it nyun yi is because Buddha said thinking of that there's a me is a yi. So we got to have a separate yi. Because ngetsik means like almost literal explanation of a word.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
exact wording or something?
Yeah, and he says here the reason why you call something something.
Mingi
The reason
gyuten.
for a name. Okay, nyun yi is justified, and if there was no nyun yi, then these statements by the Buddha would just be random, and they wouldn't be justifications for the name of a separate department of your mind.
Never mean
Okay.
Chittamatra Shepa, for example.
Yeah, maybe kindergarten. Okay, Shenyang.
Moreover, dushe me par kepe hlalat tu kyuntu narnzen me par telwe kyundun yorla.
Yeah, this was a very subtle error, and it took me a while to catch it. The root text says, "Dushi me par." Okay, and it makes a lot more sense with "Dushi me par." It doesn't make any sense with "Dushi me pe." Okay, so those hlas who are born into the "Dushi me par,"
Right, into the 7th,
Or 8th.
the 7th level of the,
yeah, as a result, right?
as a result.
Right.
Okay, when you say no mindless state, it can mean the meditation that you do in this life as a person that throws you into the next life, which is called mindless state. Got it? So he's talking now about the resulting state after the meditation, which ripens from that karma of meditating on nothing or trying to turn off your mind. You are thrown into a formless realm where you almost don't have a conscious mind, okay? So let's take those devas. There's the clue that he's talking about result, Okay, those devas, formless realm devas, who are born into this mindless realms, okay, then there's a problem, there would be a problem that they would have to not have grasping to myself. They would have to not have grasping to myself in a flow from moment to moment, okay? It would have to be interrupted. They would not have a constant grasping to self. Why?
I mean, they really don't have
Their
bodies.
mind was turned off.
Yeah.
Their mind was turned off. If negativity is mixed with consciousness number 6, then when you stop consciousness number 6, you should automatically stop your grasping to a self, which is impossible because all living beings who are not arhats are grasping to a self on some level all the time, in a flow. Got it? Okay, so if it were part of number 6, your general awareness, if kleshas were part of your general awareness, if you shut down that general awareness, there should be an interruption in your habit of thinking there's a me, which is not possible. And so that's a kin. Kin de gyur means the problem would arise that, okay, so each of these you can say kin de gyur, okay? But he just threw it in that one, okay?
So, do you think the Mepar is...
Oh, it's very important, yeah. Born into a mindless state, not born because of, you see?
But that could work too, right?
It could work.
You just extrapolate that.
It could work. But then it would be the gods who are born because they have no mind.
Right.
And it wouldn't specify their location or something.
Into the realm.
Okay. You could check a bunch of carvings of the root text, or you could check out more carvings of this text and see, maybe he wanted it to say bus.
I'm looking at the scan right now.
Okay. I think we only have one scan of this text.
I'm fairly certain that's the case.
Is it an S or an R?
Let me see.
Yeah, like maybe that meditation causes it, which
Right.
it does.
It wouldn't be crazy if it were.
Right.
Right.
It's more comfortable for me if it's R.
Yeah.
Also, 'cause
Which
it
is the
follows
way
through
the root-
text. Right. Yeah.
Is this root text comes from him though, right?
But not the pay. That's an addition.
Right, that's what I mean.
Oh,
This root text says par.
that says par.
You see, the root text says par, the commentary says pace.
Oh,
You see what I mean?
that's weird though, because why isn't that
He
bolded?
could be trying to make a point. He could have a different edition of Tsongkhapa that says pe, and it could be correct, but it's not likely.
Is this
Okay.
really Rauchi or
It's
is it
unlikely. This is Rick Bedroti, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Did he put his own? Did he put the root text in his text?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's not fitting his own root text,
Right.
but maybe he did it on purpose. We don't know. That's worth a footnote. Okay, number 6.
Okay, I'll check later.
With the scan, which is a maybe.
Right.
Go ahead, so.
Okay. 소속해wo la ngarnjin pe jikta tang 총파른 pe loni nampa kun tu njungwa mite kupe chirna.
Okay, Sosokyo Langon Zembe Jikta. So a person who has not seen emptiness directly, they wouldn't possess the state of mind which is mentally linked to the view of destruction, which itself holds to a me. Okay, so he's not saying you couldn't be holding to a me. Now he's saying you wouldn't have the mind that acts as the nest for the holding of the me.
Right.
Okay, got it? Okay.
It's pay in my.
Huh?
He put pay.
Sorry? Where? Oh, he did?
Yeah, but
Okay, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Intriguing that he put it.
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
It would have to be incorrect to say the state of mind happened all the time that held your ignorance. So the last one was you wouldn't have your ignorance in a flow. This one is you wouldn't have the state of mind that is the vessel for that ignorance wouldn't be in a flow. Okay. And he's going to explain them more. He's going to go through them. Okay. Therefore, it would have to be incorrect. Mite go. It would have to be incorrect. Okay, got it? Therefore, Nyi Yupper Shippacha.
Yeah.
You gotta say you gotta believe
Yeah.
there's a.
Therefore, you should understand. You guys should all understand, therefore, that there must be a separate department of your mind which is always negative. Okay, negative. Conscious, we call it conscious number 7. Okay. Okay, go.
뉴니 민드페 룩라 대탁 미롱웨 촌니.
Yeah, and this is a little bit difficult sentence, so you have to read it the way I put it in English here. Okay. I'm going to tell you why people who don't accept Nyunyi are wrong. But you could read it the opposite way. Okay, it's a little difficult. This sentence is a little difficult. Nyunyi mandupe lugla, in the system which doesn't accept a separate department of your mind, which is negative, those guys, how is it that they're not right? And now he gives longer explanations, okay?
Oh, I see.
And thank you, right? It goes long and long. 6, right?
The 6, yeah.
Yeah, he goes over them again. So the purpose of his last paragraph
Just gloss.
was just gloss the wording, basically. And now he's going to give you some details of the argument. Okay, here we go.
Nice. Mandrepe marikpa me par.
And by the way, I don't know if you can smell it, but we're coming to the end of the race course. You can feel him speeding up. If you know Tibetan well, you can feel he has something else he wants to write. I can understand it. Mandepe.
Mandrepe marikpa me partel.
Good, mebata.
Yeah. Te paklam matop pardu gyun miche tunjuk be njuk sheki kord du minjong nyuni ki kor dungjong sulme peche.
Yeah, this is all a prasangika. This is all a sarcastic, reasons why he has to be wrong. He said there's no
Nyuni.
There's no separate part of your mind where your negativity stay. And we say, oh, well, I guess blah, 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 okay? Which is sarcastic, which is called a prasangika, right?
Tangyo.
Okay. Mandebe marikpa marata. So you're telling me there's no such thing as
Nyuni.
marikpa,
Oh, ignorance, a misunderstanding.
a separate, pure ignorance, which isn't mixed with other states of mind. I guess ignorance never occurs independently. It has to be mixed with other states of mind, right? According to you. Because there's no separate department. So it must live in the other parts of your mind. Okay, got it? Oh, well, if that's the case, Pakla Mato Pardu.
Then, if that's the case, then Arya.
By the way, what's the day? I'm going to give it to you for free, or I'll pay myself $20. The day is Marikpa. Okay?
Oh.
Right.
Marikpa, read it that way. Go.
So, misunderstanding cannot happen to an Arya.
No, let's go to Juk. Misunderstanding engages, Jukpa, engages.
When an Arya is in.
No, Gyunmi Chepa.
Right, when the unbroken stream, like.
Until Paklam Top.
Oh, until the Arya path is not achieved?
Yeah, in Tibetan you have to say until it's not achieved, which means in English until it is achieved.
Really?
Okay. Komayong Partu, until he comes. But in Tibetan you say for as long as he hasn't come. Okay, all right. So be careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'm sorry about
the exact opposite.
that. You can write. I always say to write a letter to Tumi Samboda. Okay.
Because otherwise people could say you're translating it completely opposite to its meaning.
Listen, if you don't get that, I'll pay you $1 million. No, you can make the most brilliant translation in the world. Someone's going to complain about it. By the way, don't listen to them. Be an asshole. Just be a jackass.
No
okay?
problem.
Yeah, nice. Thank you very much. You can send that letter to my other postbox. Never pick it up, okay? listen and see if they're correct, and if they're not correct and they keep insisting, just let it go, okay? Just disconnect, okay, that's fine, I'll see you next life. Okay, don't waste time on it. You don't have time. That's what we talked about yesterday. You don't have time to waste your time arguing with people who are stupid, okay? Because anyone who doesn't accept what you say is stupid. Okay, that's what I think. Okay, so it, meaning, misunderstanding, engages, okay, in an unbroken stream until such time, matopardu, until such time as you achieve
Aryahood.
the Arya's path, meaning direct perception of emptiness, okay? And therefore, Juksheki Kodaminjung, it cannot occur
Just as an attendant.
with states of mind which are engaging in the world. Why?
Because it's an unbroken stream and they engage.
Good. They engage, disengage. You look at the color, then you disengage. You have the taste, then you disengage. Then you think about your girlfriend, and you disengage from your senses, and you're always disengaging. So it can't be connected to any one of those engaging consciousness because they're on and off. Right? And this one has to be gyunmiche,
Unbroken.
steady flow. It cannot be broken. Therefore, it cannot be mixed. Made. The ignorance cannot be mixed with your normal 6 consciousnesses, okay? Therefore, it must live in a separate department. Because if it was linked to your visual consciousness, then every time you closed your eyes, you wouldn't be ignorant for that much time. Got it? You wouldn't be misunderstanding the world for that much time. Okay, got it? Shake a quarter minjung. And, why? Why do you say it doesn't go in a steady flow? Well, it doesn't go with your sense consciousness, and according to you, okay, you got to add according to you, and according to you, there's no way it can be linked or happening in a separate department of your mind. According to you, okay, you got to add like according to you. Okay, got it? It's not. The misunderstanding of the world is not living in a separate department of your mind where it's protected whether you're engaging or not. And it can't be in those parts of the mind which do engage because they only engage intermittently. So then sometimes you would have ignorance and sometimes you wouldn't have ignorance. Got it? Okay, go. You guys are leaving, I know. Yeah. Nice to have you, friend. Nice to have you. Bye.
That's a good meditation.
We'll try to make some random noises. Somebody will step loudly across the floor. Break that cup. Break that cup.
Okay. Shall I? Shenyang.
Repeat them?
Sorry?
Any chance you could repeat? Yeah, that last part. There's a lot of.
Does your misunderstanding of the world happen constantly or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it ever interrupted in a human being before they see emptiness directly? No. So if it were linked to your 6 consciousnesses, since none of those is ongoing all the time, then it would have to be sometimes there and sometimes not there. And it can't, okay? And if you say it doesn't live in a separate department of your mind, then I guess you don't have ignorance. Okay, got it?
But the mind only school specifically said that all 6 are staying with it, so it would still be constant even if they were intermittent with each other.
But the one linked with visual consciousness wouldn't be constant. And that's all he's saying. Okay.
And that's the reason they're staying, is because there is this thing that is my guess. They would say.
Okay.
By the way, I think he's going to address that right next.
Oh, I'll take it.
Okay, Shenyang.
Shenyang Chukpa Yishi Tang Wang Shinjuk She Yinsul Minrawar Tel Wang Shila Depe Teni Chik Tang Hen Chik Pe Ten Wang Po Chik De Ni Yupa Shintu Chukpa Yishila Te Ni me becher te la hlenchik be ten nyuni me becher.
Now, this is really cool because it's the argument you had yesterday about brown and wet, or brown and round. Right? So the perception of brown and round has two results for $50.
It's either a second perception of brown and round or an awareness of brown and round.
Damn. I'm losing a lot of money this term. $50. Say it again.
Either a
You're
second
correct.
perception.
Now listen. Her text was, can you have 1 to 2? Can you have one cause create two results? And she says, in this case, yes, you can. Because when you look at the brown and round, two things come out of that. What?
A second instance of detection of brown.
Yeah, the brown and round awareness of the next moment. This awareness of brown and round gives birth to the brown and round perception of the next instant in time. But even in the same time, it
You're aware.
triggers the awareness. I'm seeing brown and round. I'm seeing brown and round. Okay? So this is a cause in two ways. It's triggering what happens in the next moment, and it's triggering something else at the same moment. Got it?
Is
Usually
the
you
awareness
say-
not in this next moment? An awareness.
They're kind of stacked on one another in the present moment. The awareness that I'm seeing brown is resting on the sense awareness. The mental awareness is kind of resting on the physical awareness. Okay, got it?
And remember
Sure,
his
I thought
argument.
yesterday you say one is the sense power, the other one is the awareness.
You can say that. That's what I
You
mean.
can also
Yeah.
Yeah. In the second instant of a sense power, in the same instant, there's a visual awareness resting on it, which in the Abhidharma, the foundation is of the past. But we're not going there. Okay? Just think of it that way. This one has stacked on it an awareness of what I see.
Yeah.
So the sense power, the sense awareness triggers a mental awareness. Okay? But in the next instant, it's also the first part of a flow of being aware of brown and round. Okay? Got it? It triggers the next moment, and in this moment, it triggers what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, got it? It's important here. It's important here. This argument depends on her argument. Okay? Shenyang, Trukpa Yishe.
The sixth. Moreover, the sixth, which is mental
awareness of
consciousness,
your thoughts.
Mhm.
Okay? And
and the other sense powers, which
sense consciousnesses.
sense consciousness, which enter, which
No, they must listen, okay? They must have ways in which they are awareness, which is engaging, which are different.
Minja.
Yeah, the way in which they engage. Number 6 and your sense powers, sense awarenesses,
Okay.
must juke in different ways.
Enter must engage.
They must engage in different ways. Why do you say that? Because
Because
Wang She Lan Depe Ten Yichik. Because you want to try? Did I write it there?
I didn't read that though. Let me see. Because after this passed, after one of those sense awarenesses has passed, has already occurred.
An awareness of a sense awareness must have a
Basis.
a past foundation, which is the one of the past.
Oh, they paid.
Okay,
Yeah.
which has already gone by. It must be based on something. It must be based on a mental state which has already gone by. Okay, and at the same time, sanchikbeten, it should have a simultaneous foundation,
Yeah.
the stacked one. Okay, wambochik. There's two. There's two. Nipa yupa shindu. So that's how sense awarenesses work. That's how they engage. They depend on the thing of the millisecond before, and they depend on the thing that's supporting them, which is the sense. Sense power, the eye, ball. Okay? They depend on that. So their engagement depends on two things. There must have been something the moment before which triggered them, and there must be something simultaneous, like a window, that's supporting them as they look at the outside world. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
But according to you, Drukpa Yishela The mental sense, that's awareness of your thoughts, doesn't have those two. Does not have those two. So their jutsu is mindawa. The way they engage must be different according to you. Because according to you, the sixth consciousness, okay, doesn't have a simultaneous ignorance to rest on. Okay, Sanchit Peten, a simultaneous support, like stacked, below the stack, okay? Now, the sense awarenesses have to have, you know, I'm seeing brown depends on seeing brown, okay? And it depends on what happened a millisecond before some awareness of brown, okay? But according to you, the sixth sense, mental awareness, De Ni Me doesn't have those two because it lacks the simultaneous one, which is provided by Nini.
Got it. That is the foundation.
Yeah, it doesn't have a continuous support called messed up part of your mind. Okay.
Do we respond and say, hey, the only reason you needed Uni is because you came up with Kunchi?
No, that's true. I shouldn't say that. You gotta cook these. You gotta sit with these. Okay. If you want, I'll do an appendix with you. But I have a feeling you can work it out. I have a feeling it'll come clear. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want, we could go read Tsongkhapa on it.
Here we can go back.
Yeah.
Go forward.
But try it without it. I think I'm kind of getting impatient with the appendices. I think we gotta get. I don't think it's gonna help much. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Shenyang.
Shenyang Ndushe Mepe Nyumjuk Tang Gokpe Nyumjuk Ni Ki Kepar Mepar Tel
Meratao.
Te Nyuni Nyongyo Kyor Tu Yume Ki Gone Kepar Minje Peche.
Okay, good. By the way, I'll just anticipate something here.
Okay.
The nje, what's it mean?
To divide, to
Great,
discriminate,
to divide. It's not
to do.
che, it's nje. And if you don't know about prenasals, you can't be a translator, okay? Nje means to make a distinction. Che means to do. What noun comes from nje?
Chupa. Cut.
DB.
Oh, Dushen.
DBYE.
To analyze.
Yewa, divisions, the divisions. See, Jepa is viveka, state of mind which divides.
To split. They all come from Shrel, right? To like.
Yeah, well, that's a long shot. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Shenyang, Dushi Mepe Nyomjuk, the state of meditation where you no longer have discrimination, you turned off your mind, or you tried to. And Gope Nyomjuk, where you stop your perception of things as self-existent, okay? Are you telling me they're the same? According to you, they have to be the same. If there is no separate department in your mind that holds your negativities, then stopping your mind and stopping your bad thoughts with emptiness are the same thing. Because when you stop your mind, you stop. If the negativities are mixed up with the mind that you stop, then you don't need a Gopin Yomju. You don't need a separate perception of emptiness. Every time you turn off your mind, you turn off your negativities. Okay? Got it? It must be a separate department. Otherwise, those two would be the same. Anyone who got to the point where they shut down their mind would also shut down all their ignorance because the ignorance is mixed with the mind. But in our school, the ignorance is in a black box inside the mind. And when you shut down the mind, the ignorance is still safe there. Okay, got it? And not until you reach a Gopen Yomjuk do you affect the black box. Got it? So if you don't accept the black box and you say ignorance is mixed up with the normal mind, then when you shut down the normal mind, you must not have ignorance during that time. Got it? So therefore, you must have ignorance and the black box separate. Okay, we're in the thinking about black boxes this week, right? If you read the news. Okay, so according to you, there would be no difference between shutting off your mind and shutting off your ignorance, because your ignorance is part of your mind, and you shut off your mind, you shut off your ignorance. We say ignorance is kept in a separate box in the mind. When you shut off your mind, you don't shut off your ignorance, and everyone agrees that the ignorance has to flow all the time. Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
They need, because according to you, sarcastic second half, right? There's no difference. You cannot draw the distinction. Kepa Minje. You cannot draw the distinction between these two on the basis of whether the negativities are manifest or not. Okay? You cannot draw the distinction between these two states of mind on the basis, gone, of whether negativities are manifest or not.
Or not. That's
Okay,
cool.
got it? It is
Yeah.
cool. Cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Which means, generally speaking, you do draw the distinction between those two meditations by saying in one of them you still have negativities present. Which one?
Dusheme.
When you turn off your mind.
Yeah.
When you try to turn off your mind. You still have negativities present. But when you reach Gopen Yomju, direct perception emptiness, you do turn off your negativity. Okay?
At
Got
least
it?
3 of them.
So if negativities weren't a separate part of your mind that was protected, then when you turn off your mind, you turn off your negativities, but that's not then it wouldn't be any different than seeing emptiness. Then Huashan would be correct.
Ooh.
Okay?
But he lost, so.
That's what they say.
The Tibetans say.
Yeah. Okay, what's the date? 1/12,
12.
right? Am I right?
Yeah, that's why.
Yay.
Geshe-la,
I'm afraid we're out of time.
These arguments are wrong.
Yeah, they're all sarcastic. They're all sarcastic.
They're not wrong.
Yeah, don't start believing it.
They're wrong according to the mind only.
Right.
They're not
If there's no separate black box that holds your ignorance, then there's all these 6 problems.
Yeah, I mean to the middle
Yeah,
way.
there's Kyundigyo. There would be 6 different problems
Yeah.
if you're correct and there's no separate part of your mind which holds your negativity and specifically your ignorance.
But this consequence are wrong to the middle way. That's what I want
Well, he's complaining to the middle way. Yeah,
to. Right. So
yeah,
we're gonna
yeah, it's uncomfortable for
go
the
middle way too.
the prasangika is like shaking now,
Yeah, it feels very
according to the mind only guy.
No, they're laughing.
No, but according to the mind only guy, the Madhyamika guys are like, oh, you're right, I'm wrong, you know.
Why is mind only guy using sarcasm? Isn't that what we do?
Oh yeah, okay. She just said mind only chuchen prasangika yimbata.
Someone said this last
She used the
time, too.
prasangika to prove to you that the mind only school is the prasangika. It's cuter than you think.
Sashi Puki Jushin Metokcha Virabling Shin Ende Gempadi Sange Shindu Nite Uwargi Tokunanda Shingla Jupasho Yam Guru Ratna Mandala Kandiya Tayami Gewadi Gewokun Sunam Yeshe Tok Sok Shin Sunam Yeshe Lechungwei Dampa Kuni Topasho.
By the way, the middle way would say we're not prasangika because we use prasangikas. We're prasangikas because what we think prasangikas can achieve. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So they don't say other schools can't use prasangikas. They just say we're the ones who use prasangikas the right way. Okay. Okay. All right. Yay.
Thank you.
Okay. It's from personal experience.